In this video, I'll go over the grammar activities for this week. In your packet, there are different pages for each grade level. I'll be going over each page and doing the first problem on each page with you, and then you can do the rest of the problems on your own. Let's get started. The first kindergarten grammar page is on page 69 of your packet. On this page, we'll be working on complete sentences. Go ahead and follow along while I read the text in this box. A sentence is a group of words that tells a complete thought. A complete sentence has two main parts. A pronoun or a noun tells who or what does something. A verb tells what the person or thing is or does. So first, you are going to circle the complete sentences that you find up here. Right off the bat, I see this one. I like school. The pronoun in this sentence is I because it's telling you who, and the verb of the sentence is like because it's telling us what I am doing. Also, every sentence begins with a capital and ends with punctuation. So let's go ahead and circle I like school. Now I want you to find the other complete sentences up here. Down below, there are 4 complete sentences, and you are going to draw a picture for each one, just like I did with I am happy. Then you are going to choose just one of these 4 sentences to write down below. So I chose to write I am happy. Don't forget your capital letter at the beginning and your punctuation at the end of your sentence. The next kindergarten page is on page 70 of your packet and focuses on end punctuation. Go ahead and follow along while I read the text in the box. A sentence can end with a period, question mark, or exclamation point. So the directions say, complete each sentence, use the correct end mark. The first sentence says, I see the fan. I would put a period at the end of this sentence because it's not a question, so I wouldn't put a question mark, and I'm not saying it with lots of emotion, so I wouldn't put an exclamation point. So I went ahead and put my period right there. You'll keep doing this for each one of these sentences and either put a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point. Down at the bottom of the page, you are going to rewrite this sentence and then add the correct end punctuation. The third and final grammar page for kindergarten is on page 71 of your packet, and it focuses on question words. Go ahead and follow along while I read the text in the box. Use question words to ask questions and get information. Up at the top, you're going to circle all of the question words that you see. Right away, I see the word what, and I know that I can start a question with the word what, such as, what is your favorite color? So I will go ahead and circle what. Now it's your turn to find the rest of the question words up top. Then, for all of these questions, you are going to fill in the correct question word to start your sentence. So number 1 says, blank can play with us. So try to fill in this spot with a question word. Let's try what first. What can play with us? Does that make sense? I don't think so. What about who? Who can play with us? That sounds right. Let's fill it in with who. Remember, you need to make sure the first letter in your sentence is capitalized. So I made sure that my W was a capital W. You'll keep doing this with the rest of the questions. The first grammar page for first grade is on page 72 of your packet, and it focuses on possessive nouns. Go ahead and follow along in your packet while I read the text in the box. Possessive nouns show that a person, place, or thing has or owns something. Add an apostrophe and an S to turn a singular noun into a possessive noun. So they did the toy of the child and turned it into the child's toy. All they did was add an apostrophe and an S to child. So the directions say, replace the underlined words with a possessive. So number 1 says, the head of the bird is red. So the underlined part says head of the bird. So we have to think, whose head is it? Oh, it's the bird's head. And to make bird possessive, all we have to do is add an apostrophe and an S. So let's write that in our blank. So I changed head of the bird to bird's head. And all I did was add an apostrophe and an S to bird. You are going to be doing the same thing with the rest of these sentences. The second grammar page for first grade is on page 73 of our packet and focuses again on possessive nouns. I'm going to read the text in the box, so go ahead and follow along with me. Possessive nouns show that a person, place, or thing has or owns something. add an apostrophe and an S to turn a singular noun into a possessive noun. So just like the last page. So they turned the door of the car is open to the car's door is open. The directions say write a possessive noun for each sentence. So in number 1, underneath of our blank says lion. So the blank roar is loud. So we need to turn lion into our possessive noun. So in number 1, to make lion possessive, all I did was add an apostrophe and an S to make lions. So now this sentence says, the lion's roar is loud. So now we know whose roar is loud. It was the lion's. You'll do the same thing for the rest of these sentences. The first grammar page for 2nd grade is on page 74 of our packet and focuses on rearranging simple and compound sentences. Go ahead and follow along with me while I read the text in the box. A compound sentence is formed when 2 simple sentences are put together. The simple sentences are combined using a comma and a linking word such as and or but. So the example in the box starts with 2 simple sentences. I like apples, Wendy likes pears. They combined these 2 simple sentences to make a compound sentence. I like apples, but Wendy likes pears. All they did was add a comma and the linking word but. The directions for this page say, combine each pair of simple sentences to make a compound sentence. Add a comma and the conjunction and or but. Write the compound sentence on the line. So now we know and but are conjunctions that we will use for this page. So for number 1, we have 2 simple sentences. Mom gets a cart, Regina pushes. So we need to combine these 2 simple sentences using a conjunction, so either and or but. So I am going to try and for this and see if it makes sense. Mom gets a cart and Regina pushes. Yeah, that makes sense, so let's add it to our sentence. So now our sentence says, Mom gets a cart and Regina pushes. Notice how I just added a comma and our conjunction word and. Make sure that you start your sentence with a capital and end it with punctuation. You are going to do the same thing for the rest of these sentences by adding a comma and a conjunction word to combine the 2 simple sentences. The second and last grammar page for 2nd grade is on page 75 of our packet and focuses on adjectives and adverbs. Go ahead and follow along while I read the text in the box. Adjectives describe nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Adverbs describe verbs, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. So, for example, an adjective in my new shoes are perfect would be perfect because they are describing your shoes. Now we're going to try out an adverb. My new shoes fit perfectly. So our adverb is perfectly because they're telling you how your shoes fit. The directions for this page say, choose the adjective or the adverb that best completes each sentence. Write it on the line. So the first sentence says, the blank flight took only an hour. And we have shortly and short. So let's fill them both in to see which one makes more sense. The shortly flight took only an hour. That doesn't sound right. Now let's try short. The short flight took only an hour. That one makes more sense. So we'll circle short and write it in on the line. You'll do the same thing with each of these sentences. If you want additional work with foundational skills, you can go to starfall.com or Starfall Learn to Read. Both of these links are in your packet on page 49. The links should bring you to the free areas of the Starfall website. We do not expect you to pay for a subscription or spend any money. You can also go to k12reader.com for more online activities. You can also use the Microsoft Translator app to translate the worksheets to your native language and help you understand the skill. If you have any questions or trouble with these worksheets, please reach out to your teacher. They would be more than happy to help you.